Speaking of Tokyo Game Show, speaking of everything going on at Ubisoft, we have some breaking news to start the show. And I think it's important to preface this breaking news with a little bit of a rundown of how we got here. The breaking news is that Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed. And it's been delayed until February of next year, specifically Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day of 2025, you will be able to get your hands on Assassin's Creed Shadow. Why? Well, we know why, because the game is not ready right off the bat. And we're gonna skip the hard news intro and all that. We'll get to the hard news intro in a minute. But okay, so this is what started yesterday. We saw the news that Assassin's Creed Shadows was and specifically Ubisoft was not going to be at Tokyo Game Show. Then shortly after, there was a rumor that they said, "Hey, we're not going to do any reviews." You saw this from that Park Place. Assassin's Creed Shadow press reviews canceled, hinting at potential delay as Ubisoft pulls out of Tokyo Game Show. So, meaning they didn't feel comfortable in their game at all to actually put it in the hands of the press, the access media, which is shocking. So, Arch, did you see this yesterday when this was announced?
I did, yes, along with the rumors that they might be pulling press reviews.
Yes. So they did, and this came down from Tom Henderson yesterday, who is the Inside Gaming, owns that. And Valiant Renegade was like, "Hey, was this just for press kits in Japan or to the expo or for all worldwide?" And Tom responded with, "Everybody worldwide." So they just pulled Assassin's Creed Shadow from everybody because they were not confident in what was being thrown down. And when you look at and big ups to Valiant for sending this over my way. Valiant's big into the the financial side of things in the video game space and just all industry. And he did a little deep dive on Ubisoft.com and sent me over a rundown of their website. Now, there's very important information on their website hidden in plain sight for everybody to see. And what you saw here was when you look at their investor calendar, over on the right-hand side, they have this this calendar right here. And for some reason, it's not pulling up right here, but they have important dates. And one of those dates that's coming up is their investor call, which was going to take place on the 30th of October. Now, why is that important? Well, I'm glad you asked, Arch, because on 30 days, 30 days prior to that investor call, you're not allowed to essentially, it's called like a quiet zone or quiet time or something, where you're not allowed to drop anything that could drastically affect the changes of your financial year, right? So leading up to this is 30 days away. 30 days away is September 30th. September 30th is just a few days away from us, which means between now and the 30th, we were going to find out if Assassin's Creed Shadow was delayed, which leads us to this morning, friends, because they have come out and said that Assassin's Creed Shadow is, in fact, delayed. This is courtesy of Dexerto, but you can also find it on many, many, many other outlets online. Blabs, should I make you read this again?
Why do you hate me?
Oh, I'm not going to make you read it. That's okay. But
thank you.
But I will read this here. This came down. I'm going to make this nice and big so everybody can see it here. So this is from the Assassin's Creed Shadows page. Dear players, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a dream project for us, finally bringing this series to feudal Japan with many features developed with our community in mind, such as parkour or the renewed stealth brought by new technology, all set in a beautiful, immersive world. This is an ambitious addition to the franchise, a rich experience that can be lived through the eyes of two unique protagonists, but we realize we need more time to polish and refine the experience, pushing further some of our key features. As such, we made the decision to postpone the release date to February 14th, 2025. The game will release on a broad range of platforms, including Steam at launch. Additionally, and this is insane, pre-orders will be refunded and all future pre-orders will be granted the first expansion for free. That is insane to me. Arch, what are your thoughts on that?
That part is rather massive. And you can also tell, so they mentioned there, features developed with our community in mind, such as parkour and stealth. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like these are features that have already existed in Assassin's Creed. I don't know.
I feel like they are literally the DNA of Assassin's Creed, right? Stealth and parkour. Thrown out.
Yeah, it's like, okay, what's new in your game? Well, you can sneak and you can walk on rooftops. Okay, thank you. That's
right.
That's an excellent addition. And like the fact that they've got nothing better. Now, granted, this is like just PR slops. They probably just pumped something out there, formulaic. But the fact that they are canceling pre-orders is pretty enormous because that, of course, is going to be an economic hit to their quarterly finances and reports as well, because they use those pre-orders to say, hey, we've got this and this much money coming in. Now, the only reason I could see them doing that is either because they were so low that they want to obfuscate that fact, or because they're trying to pull a Concord and basically just make this as pure a loss as possible so they can write it the hell off and just move the loss over to some other studio.
So I think it's important to point out, and a lot of what you said makes a ton of sense, Arch, but I think it's also important to point out that so pre-orders will be refunded. And I want to go back to I have an insider who, once again, they have 900 stores. They've been very in tune with what's been going on with the pre-orders for Assassin's Creed Shadows. And they actually sent me an update this morning as far as it. And I want to make sure I read this correctly. Yes. Okay. So Assassin's Creed Shadows, since it was first unveiled, has 982 total pre-orders for this big box retailer, just over one per store on average. So so the idea of like refunding pre-orders on this, it's not like it's it's a big loss, right? It's a major loss, but at the same time, it's more of an embarrassment, I think, when it comes to Assassin's Creed Shadows. And let's not forget, every single person who had a pre-order is going to get the first expansion for free, right? So that's additional money that they're removing from their pocketbook right there. This is shocking for sure.
Yeah, it's a strange move because, again, I'm suspecting that maybe they wanted to just like wipe the numbers because they were so low. I mean, imagine if you come to the conference call and people are like, okay, what's the pre-orders for Assassin's Creed? Can we expect it to sell? You're not allowed to lie on those. You can go like, okay, well, it's actually nothing. That's a problem. But if they add in the first expansion for free and they push the game back, hope that it like gets out of the spotlight a little bit, and the move to February is interesting because you as an American, Craig, probably know what February is all about.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because Norm came in and says, do you know what is also in February? Black History Month. Makes you really think about what's going on. Until Norm put that in there, I didn't even think about that. I mean, and this is almost insane to say. Do you really think that could have factored into the release of this game?
I mean, their greatest weakness right now is the amount of stick they are getting over Yasuke. And so the only way they could run coverage for this is to put it at a point in time where they would have, somebody running defense. And in Black History Month, you're going to have a lot of normies who have no idea what video games is, that simply sees, oh, this video game has a black protagonist and is being attacked. Clearly, we must be on side. I feel like maybe it's attributing a little bit too much cunning to Ubisoft, but at the same time, it's a strange delay, isn't it? Because it's what? It's 1, 2, 3 months roundabout. 3 months is not really enough to make massive changes to a video game. It's enough for a little bit of polishing, a little bit of touch-up, but like 3 months specifically, I don't know.
Yeah,
my conspiracy senses are tingling.
No, the thing is, you're right. 3 months is not a whole lot of time. Like, if you're at the finish line and you need 3 months, right? But they're saying that this goes back to they need to polish and refine the experience, pushing further some of our key features. Right? This is not like, hey, right? It's not like, hey, we're almost there. We just need to tighten up them graphics, if I can use an old term from back in the 90s with a reference some people will get. It's not about tightening up the graphics. This is about refining key features in Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm going to continue reading this really quick. It says, we understand the decision will come as disappointing news, especially those who've been waiting patiently for an Assassin's Creed game inspired by feudal Japan. But we sincerely believe this is in the best interest of the game and ultimately your experience as a player. Rest assured, we are looking forward to the moment you will embark on a memorable adventure with, is it Yasuke, whatever. The two
Naui?
characters. Naui?
Yes.
Naui?
Naui.
Not
Something
Yaoi.
Japanese.
Not Yaoi. Savvy.
Not Yaoi.
Yeah. Until then, we thank you for your ongoing support. I'm not going to say I didn't see this coming because we all saw this coming. But I think now that it's here, I kind of have the same feeling as when we learned like Concord was shelved. I certainly don't think 3 months is long enough to really make any changes that will really change anything with any sort of substance.
Yeah, and I'll put this in the private chat. A quick reminder of course, the legendary Assassin's Creed Unity.
Oh yes.
What the hell is even that?
That game was released in an interesting state.
What the hell is that? What the hell is it in that? That's right. Oh my god.
So I'm just saying, Ubisoft has a history of releasing games that aren't quite ready. So if they're saying we need 3 more months for key features,
wow,
that could be bad.
Man, here's Valiant right here. It says, did someone say the Oracle of Corporate Disasters? Yo, that's right. There's Valiant right there. The Oracle of Corporate Disasters. He sees all. He knows all. Everyone go subscribe to Valiant's channel. He's a great dude. Norm says the February release will definitely figure into the lamestream media spin on why the game will fail. If that's the case, if they delayed the game for February because it is Black History Month, that is legitimately like the most shameful bottom barrel bitch thing you could possibly do. That's bullshit. And that's it's so low life and so scummy and peak virtue signal. What are we even doing here? Blabs, do you have any thoughts on that?
On Black History Month?
No, Blabs, on the idea of Assassin's Creed Shadows being delayed.
Well, I thought you meant on actually for Black History Month. Yeah, but there's even more to it that I was putting in the private chat for you, and I'll just do the big old share screen. Let me zoom in.
I got it.
Okay, well, never mind then. Well, there was a bit from Destin that he kind of breaks it down really, really simply. But now they're saying, that they're also departing from the season pass model. The game will mark the return of the new releases on Steam day 1, but also Destin was saying that they're opening an investigation.
So he says,
yeah,
okay. Says, in light of the recent challenges, we acknowledge the need for greater efficiency while delighting players. As a result, beyond the first important short-term actions undertaken, the executive committee, under the supervision of the board of directors, is launching a review aimed at further improving our execution, notably in this player-centric approach, and accelerating our strategic path forward towards a higher performing model to the benefit of our stakeholders and shareholders. Wow, that does not seem good at all,
right?
See, there's this thing though, they've got to. Their shares are down to it's still $11. This is from a company that has seen nothing but a straight downward arrow for 5 years. Yeah, no. If they have any hope of staying a company, they are going to need to do a top to bottom investigation, and maybe they'll finally have a look at that and go wait, there's a bit of a red line going through all of our products here. We seem to have been creating games for a market that doesn't exist. How about we stop?
Okay, so you mentioned the stock itself. I'm gonna tell you right now, buddy. The market is not kind of what's happening right now. And you know what's also really interesting is that, well, it's currently sitting at a low of $11.42, which, once again, if you were to load that up and go back 5 years from now, a 5-year high of $83. It's now $11.42. I mean, this is fascinating to watch. And we talked about, man, did we say this on the show yesterday, or did I say this yesterday with Valiant? The idea that this is like watching a car wreck in slow motion. Did we say it yesterday with Razor? Because I know that analogy was used.
Sort of.
This is an absolute. I've never seen a company that was so high fail so much, and it's all built around this bullshit. It's all built around this bullshit, which is amazing. Valiant says the delay in February tells me they will work around the clock to fix whatever is broke, but still have to get it out comfortably before the end of the fiscal year, which for Ubisoft is March 31st, 2025. Valiant coming in with the good stuff, man. Yes, and so let's talk about that. The idea of working around the clock. What will you hear from all the employees after Ubisoft after Assassin's Creed Shadows released? What are you going to hear, Arch? Because they've been working around the clock.
You're going to be hearing about the crunch.
That's right. Oh, the crunch. And the toxic work environment, right? That's all you're getting. It's like, it's the circle that you continuously see over and over and over again. Holy.
It wasn't us. It was the executives. It was management.
That's right. But in this case, it may be management. It may be management. But holy crap. Go ahead.
Like, this is a wider and interesting topic, right? The crunch thing. Because the simple fact is sometimes, and as video producers and entertainment producers, we know this, sometimes you just got to get something done. You just have to actually finish. You got to put the extra hours in. You've got to wrap it up. And with a major product like this, of course, you can blame management. If you laid it out poorly, you've created extra work. There are all kinds of hiccups that'll come in any large project. I mean, that's the thing. If you plan out large project, add on 2 months because you're going to waste that much time. But this is every time now. It's like, oh, God, it's management. Like, Concord is complaining about this and how now people are, we're worried about our jobs. We've arrived at a position where people expect to have jobs regardless of the company is going, well or poorly. Like, it's not how it works. If the company hasn't been selling for 5 years, then yes, perhaps you're simply just not the correct employees for that company. If you worked on Concord for 8 years and you produced that, then you're not going to have a place to work anymore. It's just how it is.
So I'm looking at the response to this over on X. This is from the official Assassin's Creed account. And you scroll down, you see some people, naturally be like, oh, it's great. Take your time. Well, I was really hyped. It's the right decision. Take your time. I'll be there for Valentine's Day. Okay. Sounds good. Do you have pronouns? Yes. Pronouns in bio. There it is right there. Right there. But this is it, man. This is the Ghost game that was announced yesterday. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Yotoi, maybe?
Yotai?
Yotai? Okay, we'll just call it that. Ghost of Yotai. This was announced yesterday during PlayStation.
Yeah, it looks awesome, in my opinion.
Right. And it's just, when you look at everything that's moving here, you look at all the moving parts, the idea of, yes, this game was going to disappoint. And then Ghost is announced, and it's like, I'm sure that I doubt that they have anything to do with each other. There's a high level of doubt. 99% sure they don't have anything to do. But there's 100% chance it looks like shit. That you're delaying, that you're delaying your samurai game for another samurai game. So yeah, man, this is you see these wonderful tweets, and probably not wrong. Yeah, as long as the game's not fun. Yeah, And there's a Kongman coming in and says, just delay it forever. No one wants to play as a black dude killing Asians in feudal Japan. We see that enough in San Francisco.
Damn.
Oh, damn. Just do us a favor and cancel it. Holy shit, that's a huge delay. Directly competing with the Ghost 2025 window. Hope the game ends up good regardless. First Assassin's Creed delay since Unity. Take your time, Ubisoft. Still won't buy it. Right. So
Unity worked out really well.
I do want to point out that actually tonight there is a conference call with Ubisoft, and you guys can actually listen in for free, and you can listen to the replay. So I feel like that'd be fun for Craig to just sit down and listen and be like, right, numbers.
I love that stuff. That's great. You know what the best thing about this is? I'm gonna tell you what the best thing is. when it comes to Ubisoft, Arch, is that they're not going to have 4 major bombs this year. They're only going to have 3 major bombs because they're moving their 4th game to 2025. So I guess that's the positive side of it, maybe, perhaps. Just throwing out a suggestion. So there you go. I mean, this is, I'm sure more information will come out. So if you guys are tuning in for the first time, hit the subscribe button and join us, because there will be a lot more information about this. So we have one less game to worry about in the 4th quarter right here. And we'll see how the internet reacts to this, because this is absolutely both shocking and amazing at the same time. Take the time you need, man. Make a great game. Do it. Just at the end of the day, I don't want to hear about crunch. Don't want to hear about any of that stuff. You know, don't tell me about the process. Just show me the baby, if I can quote the great Bill Parcells back in the day.